Okay, whenever you're ready, just introduce yourself.
Yes, my name is Lieutenant Enrique de Alcocer. I served as the prosecutor of the trial of Rizal.
And how would you describe the trial?
Oh, it was just an legal process with all respects of the law.
It was not fair.
Dr. Rosa Rizal, you're under arrest!
I was following their orders. I had a safe conduct pass signed by Governor Blanco himself. I was on my way to Cuba to help their wounded. So naturally, they arrest me.
Governor Blanco is no longer in power. You will be transported back to Manila immediately.
The government changed quickly. Blanco was gone. Governor Polavea had no reason to honor Rizal's safe passage.
Mr. Rizal, you're now officially in military custody. We will begin preliminary investigations immediately.
I see. Are these changes already decided or will I be allowed to defend myself?
You will be given a military trial.
I expected as much.
The case was urgent. The order was given to Con La Mayor Actividad. With greatest speed, we did as instructed.
Speed? Oh, absolutely. I barely had time to prepare a defense before the execution date.
Governor Blanco has forwarded the case to us December 3rd. We will open the trial.
Some of these testimonies are weak. There's no direct evidence linking him to the Katipunan revolt.
This case isn't about evidence, Colonel. It's all about closing this chapter quickly.
The courtroom was full, but somehow there was no one to question. No witness, no accusers, just documents.
The trial of Mr. Rizal will now commence.
This wasn't a trial. This was, how do I put it? A very elaborate formality before a pre-written execution.
Mr. Rizal, you stand accused of rebellion, sedition, and illegal association. You are the instigator of this uprising against Spain.
I was in the Dapitan.
He was in Dapitan, exiled, surrounded by soldiers, teaching kids how to read. How exactly do you lead a revolution from exile?
Señores, I have never been a member of a Katipunan. I was exiled in Dapitan when the revolt began. This is public record.
Well, your name was mentioned by the rebels.
Technically, yes, but mentioning someone's name is not that same as... Okay, never mind.
Do you choose the defense counsel from the list of military?
And if I require a civil lawyer,
That will not be possible.
Dr. Jose Rizal's manifesto to the Filipino people rejecting armed revolution is hereby banned and may not be submitted as evidence. You're telling me that the one evidence that my client explicitly rejects the revolution is not permitted? It is irrelevant to the case.
we followed procedures. Due process was observed. A list of defense counsel was provided, so everything was legal. Of course, none of it was fair.
No witnesses, just signatures on papers.
So I'm guilty because the ink says so?
They gave us statements, but not the people behind them. Rizal was not allowed to see his accusers. He was not allowed to question them. He was not allowed to challenge their words. That alone should have made the entire trial collapse.
The
court will now hear the testimonies of the accused.
First testimony, Martin Constantino, a soldier from Manila Municipal Corps. He states that Katipunan planned to massacre Spaniards and that Jose Rizal was to be their supreme leader.
Massacres? Supreme leaders? You do realize your role against violence. Are we talking about the same Jose Rizal? The one who told them to focus on education and reforms. The one who literally wrote a manifesto against armed rebellion.
We didn't have proof that he was their leader, but his name was convenient.
The next testimony is from Aguedo de Lusario, a bookbinder. He states that Jose Rizal was the honorary president of the Katipunan and that his portrait was hung on the meeting hall.
So let me get this straight. The evidence that he led a rebellion is that someone hung his picture in the wall.
If I'm guilty because my portrait hung on the wall, then I must be also guilty managing Spanish government. My portrait is in government offices after all.
The key to leading a revolution? Hang a picture of yourself. That's all it takes apparently.
Next testimony, Antonio Salazar, who claims Rizal's sister na Sisa and a man named Timoteo Paez traveled to Singapore to hire a ship for Rizal to escape to Japan, where he was to meet Machero H. Del Pilar and Doroteo Cortez.
They're getting desperate.
Some say I was the leader. What kind of leader is the one who is left out of the planning and only notified to escape? What kind of leader is one whose followers say yes when he says no?
Good point.
The court acknowledges the written testimony of Pio Valenzuela, a member of Katipunan, regarding his meeting with the accused at the Pitan in June 1896.
Oh, now this should be good.
Pio Valenzuela states that he traveled to the Pitan in secret to seek Dr. Rizal's support for the Katipunan's planned revolution.
Doctor, napatukunan visually that Towaras Nas is tayo discharge. And how do you plan to win?
Win?
We speak of war, yet we have no real weapons, no organization, no international support. You are not ready, you will fail.
So just to clarify, your own witnesses states that Rizal rejected the revolution. He said, and I quote, "You will fail."
If you revolt now, the Spanish will crush you. There will be arrests, executions, and destructions. The people are not yet ready.
But doctor, is it not better to die fighting than to live oppressed?
No, it is better to wait and rule.
Yet, despite this refusal, the Katipunan still considered you as their leader.
If a man kneels before a tree and calls it God, does that make the tree divine?
But Bonifacio believes in you if you only say the word.
No, I will not support a lazy one.
Let's summarize, shall we? Your own witness admits that my client, 1. Did not organize the revolution. 2. Explicitly told them to wait. 3. Rejected their offer. And yet, here we are, charging him with starting the very revolution he rejected.
Yes, we ignored that evidence. No, it wasn't logical. No, it didn't make sense, but orders are orders.
The court will now present further evidence of the accused's seditious activities.
Ah, yes. Let's see what masterpiece of logic we have today.
En la hermosa región del oriente, donde el sol lanza su luz radiante, ya se postrana una tierra encantada, bajo el logo del Torano de Opresor.
I'm sorry, is this a poetry reading or a trial?
This poem, Condiman, clearly indicates revolution against Spain.
It's a love song.
They accused him of rebellion for writing a love song?
Quiero respirar tu cuello despacito. Deja que te diga cosas al oído. Para que te pesimistas conmigo.
What is that?
Hymno at Alizay. It's a school song for my students in Dapitan.
Oh, this is incredible. They're putting him on trial for motivating school children.
Let's move to Rizal's personal correspondence. A letter from Marcelo H. Del Pilar to Juan Zulueta, dated June 1, 1893, mentions the need for a separate organization from Masonry. This proves Rizal's connection to the rebellion.
I'm sorry, did you just say a letter from Marcelo H. Del Pilar?
Yes?
So, not a letter by Rizal?
No.
They arrested me for other people's letters.
We also present this object, a burhula, a compass belonging to the accused.
A compass?
This compass contains suspicious markings regarding the magnetic deviations, clearly a secret military code.
It was a gift from Father Sanchez. Those codes are notes on geographical magnetism.
I swear, if they had found dictionary in his bag, they would have accused him of writing secret codes in Spanish.
The evidence has been presented. The accused, Jose Rizal, stands responsible for rebellion, sedition, and illegal association. His literary works, his influence, and his ties to the enemy of Spain confirms his guilt.
Confirm his guilt with a song, a poem, a compass.
The court will now proceed to review the final statement before we proceed for the final sentencing.
I have heard all the charges. I have seen the evidence. And I ask you, what crime have I truly committed? You call me a rebel, yet I have led no army, wielded no sword, nor fired a single shot. You say I am a conspirator, yet I sat in exile while others planned their way. You say I have incited treason, yet the only battle I have ever fought is with my pen. And the only blood I have ever spilled is the ink upon these pages. I have been accused of stirring revolt because I have written of freedom. I have been charged with treason because I have loved my country more than my own life. I have been condemned not because of what I have done, but because of what I have dared to believe. That a Filipino can stand as an equal among men. That an Indian need not to bow his head forever under foreign rule. That justice is not a privilege but a right. You call this justice, yet you deny me the right to face my accusers. You call this due process, yet you have silenced my own defense. You claim to hold the law, yet you twist it until it bends around the neck of every man who dares to dream of liberty.
And yet you're here! You stand on trial! Are you suggesting that the Spanish government is corrupt?
I am saying nothing. This history will not prove for me. You may find me guilty today, you may take my life, but you cannot take the ideas I have planned. You cannot silence the longing for dignity, nor kill the hope that beats within the heart of every Filipino. You can end a man, but you cannot end a revolution once it has begun. I was prepared for so many things, but not for silence.
The military tribunal has reached its verdict in the case of Jose Protasio Rizal Mercado y Alonso Realonga.
Hereby declare Jose Rizal guilty for rebellion. He is found guilty of illegal association for these crimes against the Spanish crown. The accused is therefore sentenced death by firing squad.
You execute a man for writing words. Tell me, what justice is this?
The law is clear and the decision is final.